What's up, my peopleization? It's the man with the master plan, King Shabazz, and we back at it again, man. RTK Podcast, Real Talk with Kings. We ain't back in the Empire, and I'm here with my brother, Mello, the Money Man. How you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I love the topics we have, and I love the current events that we're going to talk about on pre-day the show. Had a great weekend. I'm just glad to be here. How you feeling, Malik?
Man, feeling good, man. It's been a great week for me, man. I was able to network and meet some new people, man. From my sister clients, able to network. Met some positive brother in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Was able to capture and collect so many books, man. I picked up 6 books this week, man. So it's been a positive week, man. Was able to cook, man. I cooked the world's a fire lasagna. I ain't gonna say the world's greatest lasagna because it could have been a little bit better, but cooked the fire lasagna. Been able
It
to
was
network,
good.
man. It was fire, man. So able to network, you know what I'm saying? See family I haven't seen in a minute, you know what I'm saying? And just man, it was just a positive week, man. Excited, man, about what the future has to hold, man. But it was most definitely, man, a hell of a week, man. Uh, we had a photo shoot yesterday with my sister's business, man. Passion to connect, you know what I'm saying? The dope is hairstylist in the city, you know what I'm saying? Coming soon in the country, you know what I'm saying? Then the world. So the takeover is real, man. Passion to connect, man. Make sure y'all tap in the passion to connect. My big sister, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's been a positive week, man. Beautiful week. So excited, man. Just gave me energy and more life to keep going, to keep growing, man. And with my book club, the Tribe of Shabazz book club, man, got more people interested in joining. So man, I'm excited, man. It's just been a nothing but a beautiful and positive week, man. That's what I can say for the most part, man. So excited, man. Just ready to grind and get better each and every day. So yeah, man. But man, our prayers go out to T9, man. You know he got some family, you know what I'm saying, issues going on. So I wanted to that's why T9 ain't here right now. So he taking care of his family issues. So prayers go out to our brother T9. So most definitely, man. Our hearts out there with you, T9. You already know what's up. You know how it is, man. But let's go ahead and get into it. But before we get into it, make sure y'all subscribe to the show on YouTube. Smash that like button. Get the algorithms up, man. Hit that bell icon to get all the newest and latest notifications of RTK Podcasts, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a family member to tell a family member, man. RTK Podcasts, Real Talk with Kings. So let's get into what's the word on the wire. New strain of COVID-19 has hit the UK, which caused a new lockdown with fears of it coming to the US. The COVID-19 cases has hit 18.6 million across the United States. What's your thoughts on that, T9? And with the COVID-19 cases steady continuing to spike, continuing to surge, and it's going on damn near a year now with this COVID-19 pandemic. What's your thoughts on it? Everything with this new strain.
I just agree exactly what you said. You said it's closing down. It's closing down on a year. I feel like we've had a year to prepare. We had a year, to analyze what's going on in the country with this pandemic, and I haven't seen no real progression. It's gotten to 18.6 million people who have been diagnosed with this virus, and we're still doing the same traits. There still hasn't been any affirmative action that has been strong enough within America, and it's a year, and it's 300,000 people later who died, and we still are going through the same things. So I think right now what this coronavirus is showing us is the ignorance in our country and the lack of real leadership and the lack of real enterprising initiative being happening. Because I see in other places like Korea, I got a friend who stays in Korea, and he's telling me it's back to normal life there in South Korea. I've been looking, and I've been seeing like in Taiwan, it's back to regular life there. Most Eastern modern cities that we know of today, I would say the virus is obsolete, but the virus is, it's being minimized. Versus here, it's like it's increasing every day. So I think America, I'm disappointed in the progress that we're making.
So what do you think America is doing wrong for the numbers to continue to spike? And you got other players like in Korea, where they living back to normal. Because I seen somewhere in it was another country overseas where they said they pretty much living life back to normal. You know what I'm saying? Like the pandemic is pretty much over. What do you feel that America is doing wrong which is causing these numbers to continue to spike and continue to multiply, and lives continue to be lost. What is the problem America is at?
You know what? It may sound crazy, but I think the same problem that we're doing with the virus of the pandemic of the coronavirus is the same thing that we're doing with the virus of racism and injustice. We're not taking accountability. I think America is making up any and every excuse of why this virus is not real, why this virus is not really a harm or a threat. And because of people who have their own conspiracies on what the coronavirus is, then they're out here still not wearing masks. They're still going to football games. They're still going in huge clans of places, migrating from place to place. You're still having people going to parties with 300 people plus. And so I just feel like America is not taking accountability, and we don't really know how real this virus is. I feel like 330,000 people who are dead, ranged from the ages of 14 all the way to the ages of 88, who have died because of this virus, and people who are still younger than 14, they've become the examples of why we should take this virus serious enough, but we're not taking accountability. And we have the leading cause of death that the coronavirus has had in any other country, and we're still taking it, not for what it's worth. So I think we're not taking accountability, and we're not admitting that this virus is real, and we're not really admitting that this virus is a killer virus that's killed more than 250,000 of the population of America.
Man, I agree with you. It's not taking accountability, and I also feel that America is money hungry and is more concerned about the economy than it is the actual people lives. It's been they didn't said this months in advance when the pandemic first hit back in March, where they was talking about the economy is more important than people lives, and they quick to open things back up just to get the economy back up. But the economy cannot function without people spending money. You know what I'm saying? People to spend money and put money into the economy. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crazy situation. You know what I'm saying? How America really is, man. It just really shows you. It's showing the true colors of America and what's really important to them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What the things that really matter to them. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, it's just been a hell of a year. In this pandemic. I don't really not understand it. They rushing the vaccine out. You know what I'm saying? They just in a rush. Like, it's not like they're in a rush to get an actual cure for it. You know what I'm saying? They in a rush just to get people back to spending their money. You know what I'm saying? They're not actually concerned about, oh, this is really helping people out. This is getting people lives together. I mean, getting people back healthy and together. Oh, this is really helping people. They just focus on, hey man, well, let's treat it so we can get these people back out here spending money so we can get this economy back up. And this which is a sad reality and a sad situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's really crazy. But what else is going on the wire, Mello?
Well, it's funny that you talk about the coronavirus, because my word on the wire is related strictly, directly to the coronavirus. So Bill Gates is the leading founder of the World Health Organization. He teamed up with WHO, and they came up with a demographic spreadsheet, preferably for African Americans. And what the spreadsheet has shown is that in the United States of America, 1 out of every 1,000 Americans has died from the coronavirus. 1 out of every 1,000. And that's the biggest influence, and that is the biggest death toll we've seen since the Spanish flu of 1912. So what ends up happening is they broke it down even more with the WHO. So African Americans in the month of April alone had 44% unemployment rate, which is the highest unemployment rate of any race within any country in this world for one spread of time because of the coronavirus. 44% of African Americans was unemployed in the month of April. And actually, after that, it's shown that African Americans make up 36% of the essential workers in America, which is more than any other demographic in America. So 44% of African Americans are unemployed within just 31 days of the month of April. And now it's saying that 40% of the African Americans who work essential jobs have been diagnosed with 2 diseases that has always killed African Americans: unemployment and now the coronavirus. So just reading what Bill Gates did with the WHO and the statistics that they broke down that was going on in the African American community, it was very informative, but it also was sad and it was astonishing to see how this coronavirus has affected preferably our race and our demographic and our community more than any other one. So what you got to say, or how you feel about that?
I think it's a eye opener for us as Black people to really take the 2 vital things seriously. We've been taking our health in economics for granted for so long, mostly our time in America, which is due to
Right.
slavery, you know what I'm saying, which has died down, which we were given the scraps and the scraps of the pigs and scraps of the slave masters' food. So we take
Right.
down these poor eating habits for generation, and being it was illegal for slaves to read, so we weren't able to read and understand economics. You know what I'm saying? That lineage that was cut off from those kings and queens in Africa, the lineage from there was cut off with the African people who were born here as slaves. You know what I'm saying? They cut off their lineage, so you wouldn't know that. So we need to take economics and our health serious. You know what I'm saying? Your health is your ultimate wealth. You know what I'm saying? That's why we preach this every week, because without your body, that's the number one vehicle and that's your number one tool. So you know we have to put the right things into our body and the foods in our body to strengthen and boost our immune system, man. Going out eating Burger King, McDonald's, White Castles, you know what I'm saying, all these fast food restaurants, these foods that's lack nutrition, is not doing anything but you
Right.
help fueling to help you get the coronavirus even quicker than anyone else. You know what I'm saying? We have to put those foods in our body that's gonna strengthen and bring, you know what I'm saying, bring our immune system up, build it up to fight off all diseases, virus, anything that comes and tries to attack the body. So we have to research and understand what we are dealing with. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand and know what we are dealing with within the coronavirus. And everybody talks about how they want to chase a bag and they want to get a bag and stuff like that. But we are the ones that suffering with unemployment and not being able to work. We have to understand how money works, you know what I'm saying? So then we're not going out to work for money. We got the money working for us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going out and just, man, we slaving for this money. No, we flipping the game and we changing the game. We understand, we took the time, we put in the work, we did our due diligence, and we got the money working for us. We pimping the money. We making the money our trick. You know what I'm saying? We making the money do what we tell them to do. Each dollar we got in our bank account, each dollar we got in our wallet is an employee to help fund our financial freedom and giving us that freedom to live our life as we please. You know what I'm saying? We doing what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? We not slaving for a job or slaving for some money. Slaving for an object material, you know what I'm saying? The money is doing it for us. The money is working for us to get us that passive income, to pay for our trips, to go out the country, to pay for that new car, our dream car, that Ferrari, that Rolls Royce, that Bentley, you know what I'm saying, that Lamborghini, you know what I'm saying? That house in the hills in California, to buy that property, to buy that land, to start this business, to put my kids through college if you want to take your kids to college, to start my own basketball team, whatever you dream, whatever your dreams or goals, your aspiration is, take that. We understand the economics and learn the money. That's what we need to do, and so we can live life at our leisure, do as we please. The only person we gotta look to and ask for, you know what I'm saying, approval for is the person we see in the mirror. The person we see in the mirror, that's the one who controls our life and how we live and how we work and how we move. So that's what 2020. If you didn't get nothing else out of 2020, man, is focusing in and, you know what I'm saying, biting down and grinding and understanding economics and your health. Once we understand those two, man, we'll be a deadly force to be reckoned with. So, life is all about learning, living and learning, you know what I'm saying? Going through trials and tribulations, to get stronger and wiser and continuing to grow. You do not want to be the same individual that you were when you were first born, when you were in middle school, high school, college. It's always should be a continued progression. That's what life is all about, progression and growth. But what you think how this pandemic attacked us specifically within the black community? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I put it like this, because I'm a real big guy when it comes to numbers and statistics. And what I learned from doing that WHO health sheet spreadsheet was that African American. This is for me and you perfectly. African American males. Life expectancy rate doesn't meet the quota or the national requirement from 7 years. We don't meet the expectancy life rate for men in America. African American men don't meet that quota by 7 years. So we actually die 7 years before we're supposed to. And I feel like health is the underlying reason why we're 7 years short of making that lifelong expectancy rate that we supposed to. And I think within the black culture, I think with the pandemic, it should have showed us much more of what not to do. And we should have learned from what not to do and what not to live and how not to live. We all know within these impoverished homes, we all know.
Man, he broke up. Melo broke up on us. Damn, Melo was cooking. Yeah, broke up on us.
Yo, Malik.
Y'all can hear you. You broken up on.
Perfect. You can hear me now?
Yeah, you upside down though.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you had broke up on us.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that the pandemic, I think it showed weakness within our culture and within our lifestyle, and I think that we didn't take that weakness that it showed that we didn't have. It showed that we didn't have the proper living essentials within our housing, within our community, and then I think it showed that we didn't have the proper revenue that we should have saved up and that we should have because of an emergency like the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So I just think what the pandemic showed us was how unexpectedly and how unprepared we really are. It's not just a community and a race, but just as a cultural lifestyle. We're not prepared, and that pandemic showed us. Because even with the pandemic, and no disrespect to people who are fashionistas, no disrespect to people who are fashion connoisseurs and fashion consumers, but I see people who have more money on their body than they have to give back in this pandemic, And it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation.
No, I agree. We got more money in our closets than we do in our actual bank accounts, and that's backwards living. Right. And it's that money in our closet, not no money in no shoebox, nothing like that. Right. When you say money in your closet, I mean like your clothes, your shoes, right. Jewelry. That's right. Just a sitting up liability, and you can't go and return it and get that same return for it as you did when you first bought it. You know what I'm saying? So right. it devalues, it depreciates as soon as you buy it. So we have to really understand and begin to putting our money into assets. Things that really matter and things that's gonna help build generational wealth. So when we pass away, after as life go on, we ain't giving our children debt or right. Clothes, shoes. Nah, let's give them land, equity, businesses, LLCs, intangible resources that can be used for generation after generation after generation after generation. Let's build for our great grandkids, and the things we teaching our kids, they building for their great grandkids, and and our kids are teaching for their great grandkids, so on and so forth. So we will never understand. They will never have to deal with poverty or the hard times that we had to face, growing up and the one in our generations before that. Let's make this taboo of living paycheck to paycheck, slaving for a job, and working until we old and gray. And once we retire, we ain't got nothing to show for it and ain't got too much more to live for, Right. Let's retire, let's make it cool and being able to retire in your 30s. Healthy right. and alive and still got so much vigor and energy to create more business and create more wealth, Help. We don't want to retire. We don't want to retire and not have nothing to show for, but we can't go work and do anything else because we've been putting all our energy and our time into a company and business that don't give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what it's all about.
And this is the last thing with that. Like I said, how African American males we don't meet the life expectancy rate in America. By 7 years. After this pandemic is finally hit, they're going to come out with another spreadsheet that's going to show the life expectancy rate of African Americans declining even more. My question for every African American male within America: how are we going to take accountability for each other once our life expectancy rate even shortens more?
Yeah, man, I agree with you, bro. So we have to change that and begin to break them chains, man. Continue to grow.
Right.
But let's go ahead and get into the last story. Bomb goes off in downtown Nashville, and a video surfacing of an RV had a audio going off saying evacuate the area. Officials are saying the blast was likely the result of a suicide bombing, and this bombing took place in downtown Nashville. What's your thoughts about that? And we have a connection within Nashville because it's where TSU located at. So what's your thoughts and opinions on that?
Yeah, that was a super scary and surreal moment. Like you said, me and you, we both come from Nashville. We go to school in Nashville. It's safe to say we live in Nashville for 3 and 4 years. We lived there.
Right.
I think that was just a scary thing to see because where the bombing happens, I go there once every week for music ventures. So I go there prominently every weekend, and I've never seen anything funny, but that case there, that scenario has a lot of gray areas. It has a lot of void areas that I don't know how to feel about that. But I guess I give my prayers up to that. But I feel like for me and you, it's like now we have to even be close on the swivel now because we don't know what can happen if we go down to Nashville.
Mm-hmm. But let's say but on a positive note, situation, there was no reports of anyone being injured or harmed during the bombing. But it's just it's a little eerie, the RV saying evacuate the area, then the bomb takes off. Now, what if someone would have actually been down there? That could have been very ugly, you know what I'm saying? A very ugly situation. So, it was a blessing, you know what I'm saying, that no reports or anything that anyone got hurt. So that's the positive thing about it. But it's just it's kind of strange. It's just weird, RV riding around downtown Nashville, then it's telling people to evacuate the area, then it just boom explodes. So it's just a little fishy, you know what I'm saying? It's just something fishy about that situation. But prayers go out to Nashville. It's been a tough year in Nashville. With the tornado at the beginning of the year, right before the coronavirus, and a lot of death tolls within Nashville with the coronavirus hitting, and then this situation instance. So prayers go out to Nashville, the city of Nashville. So, but let's go ahead and tap into it, man. The game of life. And a lot of people, we hear, oh man, life is serious, and man, life ain't no joke, man. Man, life ain't, man, it's real deal, it's real. But what we fail to realize is this thing called life is a game. It's a game, and we have to understand the rules and the knowledge, the game. You know what I'm saying? We gotta understand the rules of the game that we playing. Because believe it or not, if you alive and you living, you are playing this game called life. You playing this game called life. And you gotta understand the rules of this life so you can be able to succeed and win in life. So how important is it to understand this game called life, Mello?
I think it's inevitable, and I think that it's valuable. And I think the first thing that anybody should realize about life is being a game. Life is a game. Most importantly, you are the controller of this game. And with you being the controller, you knowing you're the controller of the game, that comes with accountability, and it comes with a real belief of you being great and you having real self-knowledge and self-worth to yourself. So I very much believe with you that life is a game, and with life being a game, you should know that it can either go your way or it cannot go your way. But most importantly, you are the controller of this game. And what you do today will affect what will happen tomorrow, and what will happen tomorrow is affected by what you do today. So I think the biggest part of knowing that life is a game is ultimately knowing that you are the controller of this game, and that you have to know that you are the controller and that you are the one who decides the outcome of your game known as life. How you feel?
Man, what's crazy? Back when I played video games, it's been a long time. So, all the video game lovers, last time I had my own video game was a GameCube. So we know how long ago that was. That's a long time, very long time. A GameCube, you know what I'm saying? So that was the last time I had a game. But what I noticed, every time I got a game, as soon as I get home, I rip up the plastic and boom, put the game in and play it. And I know a lot of people, pretty much everybody do that. But how many times do we actually sit down before we play the game. We open the game up back when it was K's and stuff. Take that little booklet out and actually read the manual to the game.
Wow.
Actually read the manual to the game and the rules and the stipulations of the game. We just say fuck it and boom, go straight into it. We gonna play it. We gonna play the game, man. You know what I'm saying? I fuck up here, man. I'm just bump my head. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and I'm gonna learn from that mistake.
Throw myself to the fire.
You know what I'm saying? Just go straight into the fire without no, you know what I'm saying? Without no shield, without no water hose, anything. I'm just jumping straight into the game. You know, but then you know what I'm saying? The mistakes I made, I lose on this level. I just learn from it. But if we don't even think to ever just sit down and really read the manual and figure out what the game we are playing. We just jump into the game. And that's what life is. We fail to really understand and realize to learn the rules and the rules that of this game called life. We just jump straight into it and just boom. Never take that time to really sit back and analyze the game and the field we in. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the game, life is a game, and we didn't choose to be in this game. You know what I'm saying? But we are the controllers, like you said. We are the controllers. We can take control of our lives and control our destiny and control our fate. But to do that, properly do that, we must understand the game that we are playing. And this game's within the game. You got the game of education. You got the game of poverty. You got the game of the streets. You got the game of lust and temptation. There's so many games within this game called life. We gotta be able to maneuver and navigate through each and every one of those games, you know. And we can't get sidetracked and distracted from what's the overall goal and purpose, which is to live a fruitful, healthy, successful life. You know what I'm saying? Life is not about hard times and trauma. And I was talking to one of my sister clients. You know, we was rapping about this a couple days ago. How us in the black community, we look at it as like it's normal. It's a part of life to struggle. You know what I'm saying? And have trauma and hard times. It's something that's not normal. It's not right if you don't have trauma or hard times within your life. If you don't have some type of hardship or hard story, something ain't right with your life. It's a problem if you had a silver spoon living.
Right.
It's a problem if you had a silver spoon living. You know what I'm saying? We make that like taboo. Like everybody you should come up from hard times and get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And with all actuality,
you're not a man if you didn't do it.
Exactly. You're not a man if you didn't get it out the mud and you wasn't born in hard times. If you wasn't born from you know what I'm saying, if you wasn't raised in the streets or brought up in the streets, you're not a real man. You know, you a hoe ass nigga, you a bitch ass nigga if you ain't no street nigga. And which is the furthest thing from the truth. The furthest thing from the truth. And people within our community, especially the young generation, they feel that pressure to be like, man, I gotta dive in, I gotta jump into the streets because that's the only way I can prove that I'm a real man. That I ain't no hoe ass nigga, I ain't no bitch ass nigga. I'm a real nigga. I'm a solid individual if I'm in the streets. I'm a solid nigga if I'm in the streets. When all actuality, you can be a real man, a solid man, and don't have to step foot in the streets not one day in your life. That's gangster. You know what I'm saying? Getting the education. You know what I'm saying? Getting the education, obtaining knowledge. Not being in the streets and avoiding the streets, never getting into the streets, because that's easy. It's easy to dive into the streets. It's easy to do that. It's easy to get in the streets. It's easy to sell dope. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to get that fast, easy money. It's harder to work that 9 to 5. Grind it out. Build that business up legal and legit. Starting from the ground up. Starting from the ground up without no help, no support at all. But you're doing it legal and positive. It was so easy. It was easy for me to go out and sell that brick and flip that bread and make that money easily. I can do that in a matter of seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to punch that clock, man, work that 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm being somewhere. I hate this job with a passion. I passionately hate this job. But I'm working it though. But in my off time, I'm doing my research and due diligence and knowledge and building my knowledge and obtaining my knowledge to give myself that financial freedom so I can live that life comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing cool, ain't nothing gangster about going out and having to look over your shoulder everywhere you go, wondering if the feds gonna kick in the door, wondering if enemies or opposition's gonna, you know what I'm saying, they see me out in public and get the blazing, you know what I'm saying? I'm out with my girl, you know what I'm saying, they shoot up the car. I'm out with my kids, you know what I'm saying, they shoot up the car or something like that. Because now we live in a day and time now, you know what I'm saying, they ain't got no heart. They heartless, don't have any remorse at all. And if I see you, Mello, if I see you, nigga, I got a problem with you, and I see you, nigga, I see you with your girl, your kids, I don't give no, niggas out here don't give no fuck. I'm gonna shoot that car up just because I want to see Mello. And the crazy thing about that whole situation, they shoot up the car, man, and hit the car, and don't even hit you, and use the intended target, but hit everybody else in the car. That's the world we live in. And it's easy to to dive into the streets like that. And it's, which is sad, man, the media, you know what I'm saying, the music, we promote, you know what I'm saying, living the streets, being a street nigga that's cool. That's cool. Oh, you a square if you ain't in the streets, you going to school.
I got a quick question, Malik.
What's up?
Do you think that the music you listen to, anybody in the black community, do you think that the music you listen to has a correlation or a nexus or relation to the way you live your life?
I believe so. If you don't have the right guidance and the right people inside in your life, you know, I come up in a household. I come in a household where, yeah, you listen to this music, but don't go out and, you know what I'm saying, don't go out and let this shit shape and mold how you move and shit like that. My pops always told me, you know what I'm saying, yeah, this shit is entertainment and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, but don't go out and listen to this shit and have this shit, you know what I'm saying, project how you live in your life, and that shit controlling your life and how you move and how you maneuvering out in the streets and in the world, you know. You can't let this shit control you. You know, and it's a lot of people who don't have that father figure in the household to tell them, hey man, this is just music, or this is just a movie, or this is just a video game. Life ain't like that. Life ain't like Call of Duty. Motherfucker bust your head in Call of Duty, boom, you come right back. Motherfucker bust your head in real life. It ain't no it ain't no restarting, ain't no do-overs. It ain't no I'm gonna start the game over. Because once it's over with, it's over with. It ain't no coming back. So you have to have that right person in their child's ear to let them know, hey, this is just music. And don't get the shit. Don't get the shit. Don't make shit any more deep than what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't go out and try to portray and live these people's lives. That's their lives. And some of these people, they're not even living them lives. They just telling a story of somebody they know, or a story that they seen that's cool and that's entertaining, and that's not really how they living. So don't go in, throw your life away because you let the rhythm of this beat or the words over this beat influence you that much. You know what I'm saying? So we got to teach our children and not letting these tablets, these cell phones, these MacBooks, these computers, and this television program and raise our children. We have to really sit down and teach and educate our children, telling them what's right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting society and social media raise our kids, and we have to raise our children. But what you think about that? The same question you asked.
I totally agree. Because I believe that I believe that the best way to hide anything is to do what? Put it in plain sight. Mm-hmm. And I feel like by putting in plain sight, not only are you hiding something, but also you're feeding whatever you're hiding to the people. And I feel like with music, music has a direct correlation to the way you live because they're hiding it once again in plain sight. They know it. It's the same reason why you take R&B without the black household. R&B talks about what scares America the most, black unity. Same reason why you take out the native tongue and Public Enemy out of the black household. It talks about unity. So I feel like what this violent rap has done, and we can see it. Rap is the only culture, and rap is the only genre who has really had people die from the lifestyle that it brought out. And so You can't tell me that the music you listen to and what you watch doesn't have a correlation when the people who are doing what you are a fan of, they're dying from the same result.
Right.
Tupac and Biggie are people who died from the same words they prophesized. King Von is someone who died from the same words he prophesied. Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, Big It, we go on and on and on. And that should be enough examples to show you that what you listen to is what you consume. And what you consume is what dictates your life. So it's almost, to me, anyone who doesn't believe what you watch and what you listen to doesn't have an effect on your life. It's the same way of saying what you eat don't have an effect on your life. All three of those facets of life are being consumed. But I think what's happening is, with the music, with the media, they're hiding it in plain sight because it's the best way to hide it, and it's the best way to feed it to them subliminally. So that's my whole effect. That's my whole effect. And I think what rap has done now is, and it goes back to what you were saying, rap has formed a misconception that it's not cool to be knowledgeable anymore. It's not cool to have a purpose, and it's not cool to be an individual. What rap did was it created an in crowd, and that if you don't meet the requirements to be inside of this in crowd, then what are you? You're a bitch ass nigga. You're not a real man, and you're not hard. So it makes everybody wants to join this negative in crowd, and people are dying. People I know who are from suburban areas are trying to be in the streets now just to meet this in crowd. People I know who are really in the streets now because of this rap, they think it's cool to submerge even more into these streets now. So I think what rap did, it found a stigma, and it found a comfort zone in making us even more negative in a lot of cases, and it make us even more dumb in a lot of cases. And I just realized that when I'm with my white homeboys, even when I'm in Nashville, when I'm with my white homeboys and my black homies, black people are the only people who I know that are oppressed, but also uplift poverty and being from poverty. You hear a lot of black guys saying, I'm from Orange Mile. I'm from Orange Mile, you know. And from a white perspective, being from a poverty place and not giving back to where you're from, that's shined upon. So I got friends who come from a predominantly black area that is poverty, that is beyond poverty, and they're proud of it, and they root it, and they do nothing for their community, and they allow their community to represent who they are. And I know white boys who are from that same community, and they're scared to admit they're from this area, and they're ashamed to admit that they're from such a condition that is not being helped upon, and that's not being renovated, and doesn't have any help. So I think right now we're living in a stigma, and we're so oppressed, and that everybody's dying to be in this in crowd that is not breathing life or prosperity within us.
Nah, man, yeah, you hit it right on the nail on the button, man. We like the only culture that we don't give back to our own community.
Right.
But we'll rap it and I'm from here, I'm from there, and all that. But what you doing to it, you know?
Right.
Being from the hood, okay, you from the hood and all that. But wouldn't you want it better? Because if you really, truly, if it was really hard times of poverty that you went to, and you were able to obtain, able to obtain that abundance of wealth, you know what I'm saying, freedom and influence and power, why wouldn't you want to change that for the next generation? Because you remember those nights going to bed hungry, going to bed in the wintertime with no heat on, or being homeless like on Christmas, this past Christmas. It was so cold outside. Christmas Eve and Christmas. It was so cold here in St. Louis, man. I went running for probably about 20 minutes. And they'll come back and getting frostbite in my middle finger. It was so cold outside.
Wow.
Like frostbite. Like my hands were numb, frozen cold. So just imagine someone being homeless in a day and time like this. You homeless, no home to go to. And it's 10, 12 degrees outside. 10, 12 degrees outside. Like I told you, mind you, I was just outside for probably about 15, 20 minutes to go run. My finger frozen, numb. You know what I'm saying? My finger's still kind of numb right now. So just imagine, you know what I'm saying, it's being that cold and freezing outside, and you just, oh man, I'm from this hood and all that. You really, I'm from here, just there. Oh man, that's poverty, man. It's bad there. You should be putting back into the community. Where I was like, man, you sure you from? This is where you from? You should want people to question it. Be like, oh, this is where you from? Cause this ain't the hood. This ain't the hood. You want to change that. You want to be people to see like, if somebody was to be from Atlanta and they say I'm from zone 6 or whatever, from zone 3, wherever, and you be like, man, I'm from here, man. This how I was growing up. This, that, and boom, boom, boom. This, that, and the third. It was rough, man. This was the gutter, man. This was the trenches. You should be have that mindset, man. I'm finna change this, man. I'm finna change this from being the trenches and the gutter, and I'm gonna make this a palace, a kingdom. You know what I'm saying? An empire. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make this place a beautiful place where people can live and thrive and nourish off of. So then when people hear where you come from, and they come see it and be like, this is where you from. This is what it look like. This is what you call the hood. This is what you call the hood. You want to change it so people growing up and the ones that come after you don't never experience the hardships and the trials and tribulations that you faced in your lifetime. That shit should be foreign to them. But just saying you from the hood and not giving back from the hood, man, you're not doing shit but contributing to the problem. You ain't doing nothing but contributing to the problem. You should be the one trying to correct and make it better. But leaving the shit how it is and ain't doing nothing at all, but you want to make a name off of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm from this treacherous area and all that. Come on now. You have to be the one to create that change and make it better for the next generation. How dare you go and not give back to that same community to make you the individual that you are right now today? You should be giving everything you got, your all, your everything to that community, because this is the community where you was bred in, you were cultivated and created in, and thrown into, man, created and made the individual that you are right now to this day. So how dare you not even go back and give back to that same community that made you the man that you are, made you the woman that you are, made you the individual that you are today. I don't care what your field is. If it's rap, sports, medical field, investing field, you know what I'm saying, entrepreneur field, whatever you doing in life, how dare you not get back to that same community that gave you that mindset to go out and go get it. You know what I'm saying? I know how to deal with hard times and struggles. You know what I'm saying? I know this is what life brings. Why not get back to that very same community and the people that made you who you were today? If you're not doing that, man, you a selfish motherfucker, and that's flat out.
I agree. And just to piggyback off that, Booker T. Washington, who was one of the greatest revolutionary leaders in this country, when he first built Tuskegee at the age of 25, he was showered upon by a lot of people because when he first started Tuskegee, people was wondering, why aren't you teaching these kids? Why aren't you teaching these kids curriculums? Why aren't you teaching them the Western standard of education? And he taught them that I have to teach these kids who come from the South and who comes from poverty background. I have to teach them things that are suitable for where they're from so they can go back and teach it to the people who don't know. He said, by me being the creator of the school, anybody who has the Institute of Higher Learning, your purpose should be not just to do something, but he said to create those traits and pass those traits back down into that community. So he said, I just don't want to teach these students how to do something. I want these students to learn and obtain how to do it and teach the people who never even heard of this thing how to do it. And I feel like that's what we're missing in the black community. If I know something, I'm afraid to tell Malik what I know because I'm afraid that Malik may overpower me and may overshadow me now.
Exactly. And we gotta, like you said, they want to teach you these Western, you know what I'm saying, education and curriculum. But we gotta teach it to a point and a level where the people we are trying to reach and touch, they understand where they're coming from, where they can connect to.
Right.
And that's what learning education is all about. You know, you have to be able to reach and connect the individual when you're teaching them. You know what I'm saying? You just giving out the information, and you can give them powerful information, very impactful and powerful information that they can use to really help them in life. But if the information is not delivered in a way where they can connect and actually retain the knowledge, you just wasting your motherfucking time, your breath and your air. You know what I'm saying? You just talking to be talking. So you got to be able to connect it, and that's why there's so many black kids who go to these public schools and they're not taking the shit serious because they're not connected to them. It's not connected to our history. We learn about everybody else's history but our own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We learn about everybody else. We learn about European history. You know what I'm saying? We learn about Asian history. We learn about, you know what I'm saying, Latin history. You know what I'm saying? We learn about every other history but African and black history. And the time we do talk about Black history, that 1 month, which is in February, it's about slavery and shit. It ain't about ancient Africa, you know what I'm saying, the ancient kingdoms and, you know what I'm saying, empires of Africa and stuff like that. We ain't talking about Mansa Musa, the richest African, and the richest, not richest African, but the richest man that ever walked the face of planet Earth. Net worth is like, I want to say like 400 billion or some trillions. Let me look that up right now. Mansa.
It's like 400 billion. Yep.
Mansa Musa. We weren't taught that. You know what I'm saying? We weren't taught that. We're not taught nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his $418 billion in 2019 dollars. That's what his wealth was. This is a black man. I was never taught it. I ain't never heard of Mansa Musa in none of my classes, in none of my schools, from daycare all the way up to college. The name Mansa Musa wasn't even uttered. So, you know, that's why it's hard for young black males and females and black children to really connect and understand this education, because it's so westernized and whitewashed down and Europeanized, you know, so we can't even really connect and be like, oh man, I can connect with that. I understand it, you know. I'm experiencing it, you know. And that's why we like, you think, oh man, these kids dumb. They don't have no education. They like this, they like that. No, that's the furthest thing from the truth. It just lacked the connection for them to intrigue their interest into learning more. I learned more. I done learned so much more. I done learned more in this past year than I've done my entire life going to school. And I learned so much more outside of school than I ever did in the classroom. Probably what I could say about 98 to 99% of things I know right now is from things and experiences outside of school. A very small percentage is from inside of school. If I was to lose those experiences at school, those learning experiences at school, I still would be perfectly fine, to be honest with you. And that's just keeping it 100, you know. And these schools, it doesn't teach us how to execute and maximize the rules in the game of life. It's just telling us to, just go out and, you know, just go out and live life. And being unprepared in the world it's all right. It's cool. Somebody will come save you and take care of you. You just got to keep faith and keep hope and keep prayer alive, and everything will be all right. You know, you don't have to do no work or anything. Someone will take care of you. And we had that mindset and be thinking, oh yeah, somebody gonna come and take care of us and save us. So we ain't gotta do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna take care of it for us. No, actually, that's not the truth. Ain't nobody come to save you. Ain't nobody come to save your black ass. Only person that's come to save you is that person you see in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, and that person that's looking back at you in the mirror, that's the only person that's gonna save you. Ain't no mystical spirit coming out of the sky, or nobody rising up from the dead coming to save you. The only person that's gonna save you is you. But you have that greatness in you to do that. You got that divinity. You got that creativity within you to do that. But you have to believe that within yourself. Can't nobody want it more. Can't nobody want it more than you. You got it. They can't want it. They can't nobody want your dream more than you want your dream. This is gonna be a lost cause, and they can be passionate about making your dreams come true. I mean, like deeply devoted and passionate in making your dreams come true. But they still can't have a deeper passion or devotion for your dream than you have. This shit ain't gonna never work. So we gotta really understand and really analyze the world that's around us, you know, and stop being consumers and waiting for people to reacting to what the world does to us and what people do to us, and become the ones that take action. Stop reacting and take action. I'm going to say that again. Stop reacting and take action. Let's execute. Make shit happen. Let's build. Let's unite. Let's pool our resources. Let's pool together. Let's come together and unify and come together so we can master this game called life. Let's master this game called life. Fuck mastering 2K, Call of Duty, Fortnite. What's another game motherfuckers be playing? You know, Madden. You know what I'm saying? Let's fuck mastering that. Let's master this game called life. then we begin to see life for what it really is. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Life can be beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Life is hard. Life is hard. This is a hard game, but it's also a beautiful game as well. But if we learn the rules and understand the rules and the rules to the game, we can make this life easier. But if we don't even take the time to even learn the rules and understand the rules, life can be so much harder than we have to make it. So it's all about what we put in our mind and energy and our attention to. You know what I'm saying? We can do it, but we just gotta believe in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? When we see each other, man, we gotta see each other with love instead of envy and hate or aggression in our hearts. Let's look at each other. You see another black man, another black woman, man, you should look at them with all love. Man, how you doing? How you doing today? I honestly, genuinely want to know how they doing today. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, you want to do this with all people, but you can't do that with no other race or no other people until you have an understanding and loving for oneself. Can't love no other person and nobody else until you love oneself. So we have to love each other first, you know what I'm saying, before we can love anybody else, you know. So, but let's go ahead and get into health is wealth, man. You know, the body is your number one vehicle. You cannot go anywhere without your body, man. So you gotta invest in your body, man. Your body's the number one tool, the number one investment you can make. And my health is wealth for the week is an alkaline lifestyle. And what is an alkaline lifestyle, you ask? An alkaline lifestyle is a lifestyle consuming natural, from the earth foods and drinks. You know what I'm saying? Natural foods, natural herbs, not man-made, not created in no lab or genetically modified or shot up with steroids or anything. These are man-made things that come from the ground and come from the earth, like natural herbs, natural fruits, natural vegetables, things of that nature. And the benefits of an alkaline lifestyle: it promotes weight loss, improving kidney health, prevents cancer, treating or preventing heart disease, improving growth hormone levels, improves back pain, prevents osteoporosis, and promotes healthy muscles. Now, don't just take what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, and go with it. You must do your own research and knowledge and information, you know. Do your due diligence and do your research. Just don't take what me, Mello, or T9 say for granted and not do your own research and look up the information that you need to do. Do your own research and information. Don't get me wrong, we're not going to steer you in the right direction, in the wrong direction, but it's always good to do your own information and research. So tap into that alkaline lifestyle, man, to do you wonders, man. And Dr. Sebi said it himself: can't no disease live or exist in an alkaline body. Mello, what's your health as well for this week?
My health is wealth is Sweet Jamila pomade, wave pomade. Most pomade or most shampoo that we buy are not for African American hair, so the benefits that they have are not for African American use. Sweet Jamila is owned by an African American barber. I bought it $15 2 weeks ago online, and it uses castor oil, Jamaican oil, shea butter, and it's a mix infused of orange extraction. I used it, and I've been using it for one. It's so powerful. I use it once every 2 to 3 days, and I see a huge effect with my hair and also just the health condition of my hair. So everybody, go get Sweet Jamila organic hair product, and I promise you, your hairline will grow. It will grow rapidly, and most important, your hair will be in great condition. And also, Sweet Jamila, they made a valid point. They said good hair is not the hair texture, but having good hair is more so the good hair. It is the hair condition versus the hair texture. So buy Sweet Jamila. It's online right now for $15.
All right, so you mean tell me, you know what I'm saying, that you said Jamila, right?
Sweet Jamila.
Sweet Jamila, so it helps the dry fade, to get the dry fade together, keep it healthy.
Perfect. Hey, perfect. And like they said, it just brought attention to me. Good hair, healthy hair is not the texture, it's the condition. And most definitely, Sweet Jamila improves the condition of your hair.
Exactly, man. Please, can you break that down? Can you break that down and truly explain that for the people who believe that? What are you actually saying? Because they believe that texture is the meaning of good hair. Please explain that.
Once again, it's a Eurocentric belief that is, manipulated us into thinking that our hair is not good enough. So for people who just want to know what the idiom means, good hair is not based on a texture but a condition, meaning that who cares if you have kinky, curly, or coarse hair? That does not signify or that does not dignify if your hair is good or not. what signifies, what dignifies, and ultimately what decides if your hair is good or not is the condition that it's in. Is it healthy? Is it moisturized? Does it have proper nutrients? Like you just said, is alkaline consumed within your body? Because the first thing that happens is when whatever you consume, it goes up into your roots, and whatever you eat and whatever you do, it will be most definitely shown within your skin and within your hair. So basically, what it means is good hair is based on the condition and the practices you do for your hair, not because of your race, not because of your skin texture, not because of your hair texture, or not because how curly or wavy your hair is. It's how much you keep up with your hair. So don't believe in a Eurocentric belief that good hair is because it's curly and because it's brown and it's bouncy. No, that's not good hair.
So, to sum it up, pretty much what Melo said, your shit can be curly and still be bad hair.
Still be bad hair.
Still be bad hair. Good hair is taking care of your hair, keeping it conditioned and moisturized. It has nothing to do with your hair curly or coarse, you know what I'm saying? Really, purposely, if you looking at it like that, there's no such thing as good hair at all. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
From that standpoint, ain't no such thing. Good hair is like he said, you know, good hair and bad hair is how you take care of your hair. Because a lot of people with curly hair and, you know, I guess, nice texture with terrible hygiene, don't wash their hair, you know what I'm saying, don't even groom themselves, nothing. So that has nothing to do with good hair, you know what I'm saying? You taking care of conditioning your hair, moisturizing your hair, making sure your hair is you know what I'm saying, always, you know what I'm saying, full of nutrients and just like that. Just like you putting food into your body, you know what I'm saying? Just because you eating something, just because food tastes good and looks good, doesn't mean it's good food.
Right.
Just because something tastes good doesn't mean it's good. Just because something feels good doesn't mean it's good. No.
Right.
You got to really do your research and, you know what I'm saying, really understand what's really beneficial for you. What's the ending result of using this product, or what's the ending result of this look? Is it just look good, or is it actually good? Because there's a lot of fucked up shit out here that looks good. You know what I'm saying? The best shit, the worst shit looks good. It looks good. So, you know, but thank you for properly explaining that to the people, Melo, because a lot of people gonna think, man, I got bad hair, man. My hair bad. They said my hair nappy, man. I got bad hair. My hair ain't curly like this, and that, man. It ain't. That has nothing to do with good hair, man. Good hair is all in taking care of your hair, washing, keeping moisturized and conditioned. That's what good hair is all about. But before we close out the show, y'all already know what it is, man. We gotta drop some jewels for the mental, one time for your mind. Words of wisdom. Melo, what do you have for the people for the words of wisdom?
Man, my word of wisdom is that unity means one, and we can never unify if it's not you and I. What's going on within the black community that we see going on is basically because of separation. So without it, unity, you can't spell unity without you and I. And let's buy black, let's sell black, let's believe black, let's push black, let's enhance black. They just came up with a survey that showed that there are only 2.6 African American black owned businesses in America. Out of 2.6 million black businesses that are in America, only 107,000 businesses have employees. And only out of the 2.6 million African American corporations that are in America, they only make up 5% of the national market consumer rate in America. So let's buy black, let's work black, let's push black, let's be black.
And produce black. Produce and
produce black. And produce black. And last thing, they did last survey, 24% of African American males who was married last year married outside their race. So let's produce black.
Produce and consume black, you know. So I love that words of wisdom. My words of wisdom for this week is, life is a game. Life is a war, and life is a fight that has rules. It's up to us to understand the rules so we can live life to the fullest. Take control of the fate so when it's all said and done, you can say you went out on your own terms. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear it. Life is a game, a war, and a fight that has rules. It's up to us to understand the rules so we can live life to the fullest and take control of that fate so when it's all said and done, you can say you went out on your own terms. by the great King Shabazz, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a quote by me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That was one of my quotes, man. So, man, we gotta understand these rules of life, man. To understand the game, so we can go out and live the life that we want, and go out on our own terms, not the terms of, you know what I'm saying, someone else, someone, a boss. You know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, the terms of a job, or how long the company is successful, or you know what I'm saying, going out on, if I'm, you know what I'm saying, health. Like, we control all that. We controlling our health. We controlling our wealth. We controlling our finances. We controlling our household. We're controlling everything across the board. So when it's all said and done, once it's time for us, once our number is called, we can reflect and say, man, I did it my way. I went out on my terms. I did it my way. You know, I didn't conform to anything. I didn't sell my soul. I didn't compromise or jeopardize my manhood. Ladies, you never compromise or jeopardize your womanhood. You lived life the way you wanted to, and you did it on your own. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to do anything you didn't feel comfortable with doing. You did it your way. And that's what it's all about, man, living life to the fullest. Because if we only truly, really have one life to live, why not live it the way we want to and live it to the fullest? But y'all already know what it is, man. This is RTK Podcast, Real Talk with KINGZ, man. You know. Mello, please tell the listeners where they can find you.
Hey, follow me on Instagram at Romello A. Smith, RomellO A. Smith, and follow me on Facebook at Romello Smith. Since T9 is not here, I'm gonna tell y'all to follow the Trio City page, and please follow our RTK podcast as well.
Man, make sure y'all follow our brother, man, T9, man, T9INE on Instagram, man. Prayers continue to go out to our brother T9, man. And you can find me, King Shabazz, at KINGSHABAZZ98 on at Instagram, man. Make sure y'all follow the RTK Podcast page at RTK_PODCAST, man. RTK Podcast, Real Talk with KINGZ, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher. Did I say Google Podcasts? If I didn't, follow the show on Google Podcasts, man. Smash the like button, man. Subscribe to the show on YouTube, man. Get the algorithms up, man. Hit the bell icon so you can get all the newest and latest notifications of RTK Podcast. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a family member, man. RTK Podcast, Real Talk with KINGZ. Man, ain't